Welcome to my channel, The Stoic Way. Before we begin, I need you to hear the next sentence as if I'm sitting right across from you, looking directly into your eyes. There is something you've been doing your whole life without realizing it, something that pulls women toward you with a force you don't even understand. And the ironic part, most men bury this instinct the moment they start caring about a woman. They smother it, hide it, or force themselves to play it cool. And that's the exact moment everything starts falling apart. If you've ever wondered why some men make women light up around them, sometimes without even trying, while others can't seem to create that same spark, no matter how hard they work, you're about to find out. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe and like this video because what I'm about to tell you is the kind of insight most people never hear in their lifetime. And I promise it will change the way you move, communicate, and carry yourself forever. Now, listen closely. The real secret is not something flashy. It's not a trick, a line, a tactic, or some exaggerated alpha performance you copy off the internet. The truth is quieter, more powerful, more psychological. It's the one thing women notice before you say a single word, and the one thing they remember long after the conversation ends. It's the rare energy a man gives off when he's grounded inside himself instead of chasing approval outside himself. Women feel this energy instantly, and it drives them crazy in a good, magnetic, irresistible way because it makes them feel safe while also feeling challenged, intrigued, and pulled toward you. Most men don't realize how rare this is. They think they need to impress, entertain, or strategize. They don't understand that a woman is not responding to the lines he says. She's reacting to the state he's in. She's reacting to the way he holds eye contact without hesitating, the way he speaks without rushing, the way he doesn't shrink when she tests him with a joke, a question, a little tease. She's responding to the quiet confidence of a man who isn't desperate for her reaction, because that man, once you understand this, becomes the one she can't forget. And here's the part no one tells you. Women can't manufacture this reaction. They either feel it or they don't. It comes from the emotional imprint you give them. The one that tells them, I'm here, but I'm not trying to grasp you. I'm present, but I'm not performing. I'm open, but I'm not needy. This is the state that makes a woman's mind spiral in the best way possible. It's the state that makes her replay your words. It's the state that makes her miss you even when she's busy. And it's the state that keeps her wondering, why does he make me feel this way? This is the secret thing men do naturally, instinctively, effortlessly, when they stop chasing and start embodying something far deeper. Here's the part most men completely miss. It's not about what you do externally, it's about what you hold internally. Women sense it immediately when a man is stable, calm, and grounded in himself. It's magnetic because it's rare. Most men react to everything. They react to her text, her mood, her subtle shifts, and that constant reaction shows a lack of control. When you stop reacting and start observing, you step into a different category entirely. Women notice that instantly. It's like an invisible weight that pulls them closer without a single word. And the crazy part, you don't even have to be perfect. You don't need a six-pack or $1 million car. You need presence, awareness, and the ability to carry your inner world with consistency. Think about this. When a woman feels a man's calm energy, she feels safe, but she also feels alive. Her brain lights up with dopamine, curiosity, and a subtle tension that makes her crave more. That tension isn't anxiety, it's intrigue, it's desire. And it happens because she's experiencing a man who is not predictable, not trying too hard, not bending to her every whim, but still fully engaged. Most men miss this because they believe that trying harder equals attraction. It doesn't. Trying harder equals desperation, and nothing kills chemistry faster than desperation. So, how do you cultivate this energy? It starts with detachment, but not the cold, distant kind. I'm talking about emotional sovereignty. You need to hold your own space mentally and emotionally. Your worth is not determined by her attention, her text, or her affection. When you internalize this, your presence alone becomes magnetic. You begin to speak less, but say more. You begin to move less, but leave a larger impression. You stop needing to convince her, and you start allowing her to come to you. This is subtle. This is powerful. This is the energy that drives women wild without you ever realizing it. And here's the twist. Most men don't understand. When you cultivate this inner state, women don't just notice it, they unconsciously test it. They'll push boundaries, playfully challenge you, or see if you crack under pressure. And here's where men often fail. They react. But the men, women can't forget. They stay anchored. They respond with calm, measured confidence, reinforcing the invisible energy that initially drew her in. That's the cycle of attraction few men recognize, but once you do, it becomes almost effortless. This invisible state, this inner magnetism, is the secret thing men do that makes women go crazy in a good way. And the beautiful part, it's sustainable. It's authentic. It's you becoming the man women can't stop thinking about because you exist in a way that's rare and powerful. Let me tell you something most men never grasp. The moment you start giving a woman too much of yourself, you destroy the very thing that drew her in. Women are naturally wired to be drawn toward what carries mystery, challenge, and subtle tension. When you lay all your cards on the table, your emotions, your availability, your every thought, you dissolve that tension. And tension is what fuels desire. Desire is never born from predictability or total transparency. It emerges from the delicate dance between presence and restraint, closeness and mystery. The men who truly stand out maintain this balance instinctively. They don't overthink it, and they don't force it. Think about a woman who can't get a man out of her mind. Why does she replay moments with him over and over? It's not because he said the perfect thing once. It's because of the way he carried himself, the way his presence made her feel something deeper than words. That feeling stays, it lingers. And that lingering is what separates a man who fades into the background from a man who captures her mind, her heart, and her attention. This isn't luck. It isn't timing. It's a state of being, one most men never reach because they are too busy chasing approval. Here's another truth. Confidence alone is not enough. You can be confident in your looks, your career, or your social status, but if your emotional state is reactive or scattered, it slowly erodes the magnetic energy women crave. True magnetism comes from emotional stability combined with the right amount of unpredictability. It's knowing when to engage fully and when to step back, knowing when to tease and when to provide comfort, knowing how to make her feel seen without losing yourself in her perception of you. That invisible skill is what separates the men she remembers from the men she forgets. And here's the subtle truth that surprises most men. The less you chase, the more she does. The more you protect your own world, your own energy, your own emotional sovereignty, the more invested she becomes. Not because you manipulate her, but because you are rare. A woman subconsciously recognizes that most men would bend, adjust, and cater to her every whim. But you don't. You exist on your own terms. And that quiet, grounded, unshakable reality lights up her mind in ways she can't explain, quickens her heartbeat, and makes her imagine what it would feel like if she were the one doing the chasing, lucky enough to hold your attention. This is the power men give away without realizing it. Their emotional gravity. Once you understand it and start owning it, women don't just notice. They linger. They wonder. They think about you when they shouldn't. They feel a pull they can't rationalize. And that pull is entirely your doing without any words, lines, or tactics. Here's a secret most men completely overlook. The energy you project in silence is far more powerful than anything you can say. Women are finally attuned to unspoken signals. Your posture, your tone, your calmness under pressure, they feel it before they even know it exists. When you stop filling every moment with words, jokes, or explanations, you create space. Space is magnetic. Space makes her lean in. Space makes her notice the subtle ways you move, speak, and carry yourself. That invisible energy, the one you hold when you're not trying, is the most potent tool in attraction. And most men waste it by over-explaining, over-exting, overthinking. Think about the times a woman couldn't stop thinking about a man. Was it because he was loud, demanding, or constantly seeking her attention? Rarely. It was because he existed in a way that drew her in effortlessly. He held himself like he mattered, but he wasn't obsessed with proving it. He moved with calm confidence, laughed with her, teased lightly, and then returned to his own world without panic. That push-pull of presence and independence creates a tension in her mind that she can't ignore. She will replay moments with you in her head for days, weeks, sometimes months because you didn't try too hard, but you were undeniable. And here's the paradox. The more you stop seeking her validation, the more she craves your attention. This is not manipulation. It's biology and psychology. Women are wired to notice the man who is self-contained, who has an inner world she cannot penetrate easily, who doesn't need her to feel complete. That invisible stability paired with small, unpredictable sparks of connection creates a magnetic pole that is almost impossible for her to resist. Most men fail because they confuse neediness with desire. They confuse intensity with attraction. They bombard her with messages trying to force her feelings, but women don't respond to force. They respond to state. They respond to presence, to a man who can hold his own energy without bending, without panicking, without proving anything. That is what makes her mind spin. That is what makes her remember you. That is what makes her want more without ever understanding why. And the brilliance of this, it's subtle, sustainable, and authentic. You don't need tricks. You don't need lines. You simply need to exist as the man who knows his worth, carries his energy, and allows her to see glimpses of his world without owning it. Once you do this consistently, women don't just notice you. They become intrigued. They become invested. They become captivated. Now let's talk about something most men never realize. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's a tool, but it has to be wielded correctly. The men women go crazy for aren't emotionally closed off, but they also don't dump their hearts the moment they feel interest. They allow glimpses of their depth to shine through without begging for understanding or approval. It's the art of selective openness, and it's devastatingly effective. When you show her just enough of your true self to spark curiosity, while maintaining the strength of your inner world, she can't stop thinking about you. That tension between knowing and wondering, that's desire, that's intrigue. That's the spark that men misunderstand as luck. Most men fail at this point because they mistake honesty for oversharing. They believe that to be real, every thought, every fear, every insecurity must be laid bare. But the truth is, women don't need access to everything. They need to feel everything. They respond to energy, to subtle signals, to emotional depth that is guided by control. A man who can smile, stay grounded, and reveal just enough of his world without slipping into neediness becomes far more magnetic than a man who tries to expose himself completely. That restraint creates curiosity. It gives her something to wonder about, something her mind keeps returning to long after the conversation ends. And here's the part most men overlook. Emotional discipline, combined with moments of unexpected expression, is what makes a woman pause, stay, and quietly crave more. She will notice how you react to challenges, how you handle her moods, how you maintain calm when chaos strikes. That combination of strength and subtle vulnerability sends signals she can't rationally resist. It tells her, this man is secure yet human. He is present yet unpredictable. He is desirable yet unattainable in a way that keeps me wanting more. Women instinctively track that energy because it speaks to something primal, a sense that this man is rare, powerful, and emotionally rich. Most men waste their energy trying to impress, trying to fix, trying to explain. The men who drive women wild do none of that. They simply exist with mastery over themselves, revealing just enough of their depth to intrigue and excite. That's what makes her return to your thoughts again and again. That's what makes her imagine what it would feel like to be closer to you, to know you better, to be part of your world. This is the hidden psychology of attraction that most men overlook. The men women can't stop thinking about aren't perfect. They're not desperate. They're not frantic. They're present, grounded, and carefully enigmatic. They move through the world in a way that captivates attention effortlessly. And once you understand this, you'll see that the secret thing isn't a trick. It's a way of being that every man can learn if he's willing to master himself first. Now, here's the final truth most men never hear. The secret thing that makes women go crazy is not a tactic. It's a lifestyle of self-mastery. Women are wired to notice a man who is consistently whole, emotionally independent, and alive. His own world, they don't just notice it once, they remember it forever. When you cultivate this energy, attraction becomes effortless and desire becomes natural. You no longer chase her attention. Instead, she leans into yours. And the beauty of this is that it doesn't require manipulation, lines, or false bravado. It requires you to step fully into your own life and hold it with integrity. Most men fail because they hand over their emotional power in exchange for her approval. They over-explain, overinvest. They assume attraction is something to earn rather than something to radiate. But a man who understands this secret knows that attraction is a reflection of his own state, not her reactions. He moves through life with purpose, consistency, and self-possession. And women sense this immediately. It's why some men leave a lasting impression in her mind while others vanish without a trace. Here's the kicker. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be wealthy, hyper-fit, or endlessly charismatic. You need presence, emotional sovereignty, and subtle intrigue. You need the ability to remain steady when she tests you, to offer glimpses of your inner world without collapsing into neediness, and to exist in your own space with quiet confidence. That energy is magnetic. That energy is irresistible. That energy is rare. And once you embody it, women don't just notice. You dominate her thoughts in a way that feels natural, organic, and deeply compelling. The men women obsess over are those who balance strength with subtle vulnerability, presence with independence, and calm with unpredictability. They are the men who do not chase, but hold their own space. They are the men who allow women to experience curiosity, intrigue, and desire without force. And this is exactly what makes women go crazy in a good way. They can't explain it. They don't always even realize it consciously, but they feel it intensely, and they remember it. So here's the takeaway you need to internalize. Stop chasing. Stop over-explaining. Stop giving away your emotional power. Step into your own world. Hold your energy. Be present, grounded, and subtly unpredictable. That is the secret thing every man has access to. The one thing that ignites desire, attraction, and a lingering presence in a woman's mind. Master this, and you don't just attract women, you leave an imprint on their hearts and minds that last far beyond any fleeting moment. Thanks for watching. If you found like this video, please press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel, The Stoic Way. Thank you.